class. Come on, Crystal, a class. Bailey and Gray, Demara Gray, a class.
I don't care how cute and clever you've done it, King. If Bailey isn't doing what he needs to do for AS Roma, I am not starting him. I'm sorry, but he needs to be delivering. He is not going to drop Ronaldo Cephas. I think Ronaldo Cephas is his foot soldier, isn't it? Or I'd like to think so. Or do you think the fact that he didn't drop Cephas and maybe put Tyrese Campbell out on the opposite side? Because that's what I thought he would have done in the Curaçao match. I thought that the two lads would potentially interchange just to see what would work best rather than doing this insanity approach. But do you think that he will drop Ronaldo Cephas either for one of the bigger names to come or Tyrese Campbell for the top two last remaining games?
So I remember when Demara Gray came back in the side, and we all thought that Demi was gonna go on the left hand side, and what we saw he did was the coach played Demara Gray as a number 10 and still did have Cephas out there. I remember one of the games when I'm like, surely Ronaldo Cephas is gonna come off the field, and I think Ronaldo Cephas have a whole lot of minutes under this coach, to be honest. So I think the
So
coach, I
far.
just said, when I'm foot soldier, them the coach have a liking for Cephas, and Cephas is one of those players, if he's in the game, may I tell you, it's like Cephas will give you a moment. And we know say football is a game of moments because a lot of people like to think about this. I hear this narrative running that um if Cephas tries a dribble 10 times, people don't realize, there's rarely a player in world football who can try 10 dribble and be 8 successful. Most of the time, the average player, I can try 10 dribble and a 5 of them are going to be successful or less. And literally the top 1% are the Jeremy Dokus of this world, and I don't know who else. But literally, if you're not look at a Jeremy Doku,
Mm.
so I know I understand that, especially, and Cephas would have
And
recognized
he gets
himself
a lot
that
of bashing as well, doesn't he? Doku gets a lot of bashing as well.
Doku gets a lot of bashing, but in terms of 1v1, Doku is beating you 9 out of 10 times. But he still gets a lot of bashing because he's not
Where's
doing something
finishing?
right. He's finishing.
Yeah.
I think, especially having that interview with Cephas, and then he explained himself about him really working on these things, and you could see it out there, trying to square with his left foot. And to me, Cephas have a good left foot square. I never expect him to have such a good left foot square. But Cephas, me I tell you can't count out Cephas. Cephas are one of them who you count out at your own peril. But again, the major surprise would have been Campbell because I never see it coming as well. I really never see
Yeah.
it coming. As I told you before the game, I really thought it would have been Kadamachi and Roman Burrell as the front two. Um, Campbell on the left, and I would think that probably must start Dixon on the right and Cephas would have gone to the bench with Isaac Hayden and Bobby Reid in the center midfield. That's what I think it happened. But to my surprise, coach went the other way and it worked like a champ.
Speaking of Damari Gray, before it slips my mind, he is actually all set for the weekend's game against Hull. Birmingham City gearing up to face Hull and giving the green light by his gaffer. So he basically answered the question there in the pre-match press conference, and he said that Damari Gray is fine. He was just a precautionary decision. So to take him back to the UK, that was more of a precautionary call. So that's a massive thumbs up for us because obviously next month is squeaky bum time and it is go hard or go home, or maybe in our case, God forbid, stay at home because we would already been on home soil. So great to hear that Damari Gray is in well fit and healthy, should be playing over the weekend, hopefully. And your boy, LB, he is back for Roma as well, back training for Roma. What we're going to do with the both of them, like in your honest opinion, what do you think the gaffer's going to do with Gray and Bailey?
I'm straight up Crystal, class a class, and from
I
get
knew you would say
from
this.
Gray and Bale. That's what the man them have to say me is the them say me love the starter, them and me love the big name players. Them, but it is what it is. Leon
But
Bailey fit Leon Bailey. Go ahead.
don't you believe in the old fashioned saying, if it isn't broken, don't fix it?
I believe in that, but all right. So for me, my principle with that is mainly with my defense. You see, my defense, I like continuity, especially my defense, because I know say cohesion, chemistry. That's so especially I don't like the chopping and changing. So in regards to on that right wing, a lot of people is also asking, could it be Whisper that should be starting? And that's a good question as well because we're supposed to soon touch on Whisper. But like we touch on Bailey, Bailey a different gravy. I just Bailey a different gravy. Give me a different gravy. The coach have to find a way to put Bailey and Green Eye team. He must figure it out. That's which is
I
job.
think he
That's
will.
earning, but
I think both of them will be in the team because, as I said, they're both now made their return back from Damara Gray a little bit for injury scare, and Leon is back on grass. So I think they will be part of the call up for next month's window. It's just for me, are you starting them? Is that what you're saying, that you're starting both of them?
well, if them fit,
Who are you taking
that's
out the
why they come.
team?
Who taking on the team?
Yeah, out of
anybody,
starting 11.
anybody started on the right wing. I'm sorry, I have to find a
Name
different
names,
player.
call names,
Dixon,
King,
but
call names.
Bailey over Dixon,
See,
that just goes without saying. Dixon started the right wing. Campbell started the right wing. Both of them, Ali and Bailey can start the right wing for me. Any day Ali and Bailey fit, Bailey's out there. And I like them in the number 10. So who was playing the number 10? Who played number 10 last time out? Casey Palmer. Probably Casey Palmer gonna be the odd man out. So me, alright. So you say me for name names. I
yeah.
think Casey Palmer gonna be the odd man out and Dixon gonna be the odd man out. Dixon can't come back off the bench. But
Um,
to continue
the
on
big
that though,
calls. Yeah, the big calls.
yeah, the big cause. So now, as I said, Bailey. Once Bailey is fit, I'm starting Leon Bailey. The real question now is, what happens to Kaim Dixon? What happens to Whisper? And I'm just thinking that if Leon Bailey is in the team, Leon Bailey definitely starts on the right hand side, and Dixon and Whisper just have to
Definite
come off
though,
of the bench.
King. I don't think it's definite.
You don't think
I
it's
don't think it's
definite?
definite. I think, look, I don't want to go into that game because obviously some people are like, we can afford to lose against Trinidad and beat Curaçao on home soil. I don't like that approach. I want to go to Trinidad and Tobago and knock the stuffing out of them. Last thing I want to do is to go be complacent, mess around with something that you don't need to mess around with. Again, if it's not broken, why try to fix it? Because, and I think it's something that we need to keep our eye on, because there's no saying that Leon Bailey is going to accumulate the necessary minutes there to bring his body up to match fitness. Remember, he hasn't played since last season. He signed for Roma, and unfortunately, in his first training session, he injured himself. So technically, he isn't match fit. While he might be physically fit, he is still not match fit. And I don't think you want to take that gamble to say go ahead and start him just yet. And I would actually fancy Leon Bailey coming off the bench, and I would fancy Damara Gray coming off the bench, because you can argue that your substitute is more important than your starting 11. You can't underestimate the power of the substitutes.
Yeah. So, and again, this is where football philosophy, football is a beautiful game of opinion. I understand where I come from when you say because the coach call it the starters and the finishers, right? And the substitutes are the finishers. Now, for me, I like to be a front foot. I like my team to be front footed. So now, while you want your big hitters to come off the bench, I want my big hitters to be out there, put their foot on the throat, go for love up, and then you carry on other people. That's how I look at it. Now, I understand that you're saying that there's no giving. There's really no giving. There's really no giving in regardless of what we do. Now, I just said we spoke about the chemistry with a Shamar and a Dixon, right? So yes, the chemistry is there with a Shamar and Dixon. You can choose to go again with that. But how can you have Demarai Gray in the team and have Demarai Gray coming off this bench? But I just can't see it. Honestly, God, I can't see
The
it.
argument for that, King, is, and I'm not throwing shade at the lads, and we're not trying to bash them. We're just trying to have a healthy conversation. The argument to that is, what did those two lads do when they were given the opportunity to grab games by the scruff of the neck, to be the man, to be the baller Bailey, to be the Damara Gray that we knew? When Damara Gray first came and started to play for Jamaica, he was like a gloves at a crime scene, perfect fit. He fitted in like a missing puzzle to our puzzle piece. So it's no shade on those lads there, but I think there's enough arguments there to say. And obviously, sometimes they haven't fulfilled potential, and that's due to things such as injuries, which they can't get away from. But the argument again is there. We're dealing with two players there, one with an injury scare and one coming back from injury. So it's almost like, again, that insanity approach. We've seen how they play when they're coming back from injury. Why take that gamble now, is what I'm saying.
So first thing is that it's a good problem to have. It's a
It's a
very good
beautiful
problem. It's a
problem.
beautiful problem, and the
It's a
coach and
beautiful problem.
the coach gonna have headache. He might also speak about that in a press conference. He might already I think about it, headache for pick the squad. The 26-man squad is gonna be some head scratchers. We're gonna let me tell you from now, people to start complaining from now. Because some of the favorites they might get left out of the squad. 26 man, it's not an infinite number. So some favorites are gonna get left out because again, I guess you can safely say Demar Gray and Leon Bailey comes back in the squad, right? We can agree on that.
I don't know, King. We can't. I
What?
know you're the king, and I don't want you to chop off my head or whatever, but
No,
I can't agree,
not the
King.
11 in the squad. If
In the
them
squad,
fit,
oh, absolutely, in the squad,
in the
my
26 man
apologies.
squad.
Oh yeah, in the squad, yeah,
But
in the squad.
no, when you talk about them coming back in the squad, you have to also talk about just like you put me on the line, who drops out of the squad because that's
And I was
the
gonna
first
ask
problem.
you that. I was gonna pass the ball and ask you that. Remember, we're playing cage football tonight. I was gonna ask you that.
No, me I ask you because you put me on the line. So now it's back
I
over
love
to you
that
now,
question.
Krista. Who
So
drops out of the squad?
are we saying that? So basically, you're cheeky. What you're doing is you're going to drop Whisper, aren't you?
No,
But you
no,
want
no,
me
no,
to
no. Don't
say it.
ask me. Don't ask me. When you're ready for ask me, I'll explain myself. It's on you
I
now.
think that's what
Who
you're
drops
trying
from the
to.
squad?
I
Don't
think
tell
you're
me.
trying to.
Don't guess what I'm gonna do.
Do you
Don't
know
tell
what?
me.
You put me on the spot there. I like that on my own channel. I can't believe it. All right, let's go ahead and stick a pin in it and look at that team again
Yeah.
because my memory's going to just. Let's look at that team. Where's the team? I want to see if I can bring up the team. This goes back to what I said about him putting his foot down. While I like what he has done, I can only give you the full credit when November has come and gone. It's such a tough one. It's a big call. Listen. If I see nothing from Leon Bailey between now and when we need to do the call up, Whisper stays. Because that's the
Fine.
position that he's going to take, isn't it?
So if Whisper stays, that means Bailey. If Bailey is fit, if Bailey is fit,
If
Krista
he's
is
if he's
fit.
fit, there's a difference between being fit and being match fit, though, isn't it?
Okay, so if he's fit and much fit, I'm putting
And
you on the.
producing the
You're not
goods,
escaping enough, Krista. Let's go. If
and
he's
and
fit and
producing
much
the
fit,
goods, and producing the goods.
yeah. But
If
there's
he's delivering, then yeah, why bring him into the team, as in into the call up. But if he's not producing, if he's looking a little bit rugged, why am I going to bring him into the team? I
fine. But
wouldn't
if
bring him
he's
into the team because I think you're handicapping yourself.
yeah, all right. Remember you're dealing with a hypothetical situation. But if he's fit, looking good,
See, this
much
guy's.
fit,
I forgot I'm talking to Bailey CEO. You know.
people honestly say, Crystal, you're not running tonight. We're doing this tonight. Let's go.
No, seriously. If Bailey is fit,
Yeah.
physically fit and match fit, but he's still looking as if he's not quite there, it's not 100%. I'm not sure how you can drop Whisper for him.
But there are other players in the team, though. All right, let me help you out.
So who else?
There's a
Would
26
you
man
drop?
squad. I think I think you would find players if you brought up a 26 man squad. I'm trying to help her out here. You know, people want to see me. I help Krista.
Look, you're trying to squeeze Bailey into the
I'm
team.
showing
All
you
right,
a
all
live
right.
card right now. I'm
All right.
showing
If
you.
I look at this squad,
Yeah.
right, I reckon the names that's going to get dropped, since you're trying to squeeze Bailey into the team, I reckon possibly Frey might get dropped for him. Burrow as well. I didn't even remember Burrow might get dropped. So those are the two names there that stands out.
And
I think it might.
also remember that 3 players didn't make the squad because 20 it's only a 23-man squad that you can select on match day from the 26th. So also remember that 3 players. The 3 players that we're missing are Anglin. Anglin was out. Latibodier was out, and Seymour Reed was out. So I'm giving you 3 players.
Okay, I'm gonna let you lead for a second. Someone said I should do a poll to say who should get dropped, Whisper, Dixon, or Bailey. So since they're the ones that we're catering to, let me go ahead and do the poll. That's a good shout. Who? Let's do Leon Bailey to avoid confusion. Leon Bailey, Dixon, What did they say? Dixon or Whisper? Is that what the comment says? Dixon
I
or
don't I
Whisper?
don't think I don't think it comes down to Dixon or Whisper, because I think you might find a squad where Dixon, Whisper, Bailey, and Gray is in it. Because as I just explained, um, I think Seymour Reed. Remember that? All right. So all right. Let me answer the question now, since I put you on the line, because you wasn't looking at the squad. I'm here looking at the whole 26-man squad. And before I look at the 26-man squad, I really think about it, and it was easy for me because again, we brought in
Borrow.
Seymour Reed. We brought in Seymour Reed, and Seymour Reed again didn't even make one of the match day squads. So Seymour Reed would probably be the easy target to say, all right, Seymour Reed, you came in around the team, you know that we're looking at you. So Seymour Reed would have been one of the easy ones to say, all right then. Even though it's a centre forward, but I would say I'm gonna bring in Whisper. Well, Whisper, I'm gonna put Whisper in the as a center forward slash a right winger. I'm just trying to make my life easier. So I'm gonna have Whisper as a center forward
Fair
option and
enough.
a right winger, because already we have three center forward in the team, which is Shamar Nicholson, Bailey Kalamachi, and Roman Burrell. Now here's the interesting part. Roman Burrell didn't get a single minute. So Roman Burrell
Yeah.
also didn't get a single minute. So I'm curious about that. I'm very curious about that, because I'm gonna say that the easy target would have been the easy target. If I was a coach, I could make my life easy. I would have said, all right, remember, like, for whatever reason you didn't get a minute, I'm gonna drop Roman Burrell and drop Seymour Reed and bring in um
Bailey.
Bailey and Gray. That's something gonna make my life easy, you know. I know people are gonna say, but we short a centre forward. Like I said, I'm looking at Whisper as a centre forward option. I would really drop Reed and Burrell. Honestly, I'll drop Reed and Burrell, and those are the easy drops for me, because again, Reed didn't get a minute, Burrell didn't get a minute, so I can really say that's a grown I standard. Oh,
Well,
guys, you didn't get a minute, so
no,
yeah.
yeah, I think you're right there. Those are the two obvious ones there that would get dropped. Borrow and I've even forgot about Seymour Reed. Seymour Reed as well. I don't care how cute and clever you've done it, King. If Bailey isn't doing what he needs to do for AS Roma, I am not starting him. I'm sorry, but he needs to be delivering. Same goes for Damari Gray as well. I'm not just going to start big name players just because they're big name players. What if they squander it? What if they're the reasons why we don't go back to the World Cup?
Yeah, but
Then
all right.
what?
So if you're gonna look at it like that, to be fair, now, what were the criteria you used to start whosoever you started? Because again, remember that not a lot of the forwards would have had multiple goals, or in who had goals at their club. Remember, Shamar started. If you take a look at Shamar run, he has a goal when he scored a goal there. So if you're gonna say him have to be firing, you have to use a standard for everybody, and everybody is not firing. So you have your foot soldier them, and I'm pretty sure it's Bailey and Gray fall under the foot soldier camp. And a class, come on, Crystal, a class. Bailey and Gray, Demara Gray, a class, come on, man, a
Now
class.
I hear what you're saying, but
Man, come on.
I'm quite firm with what I believe in that listen, this window is gone to the dogs anyways. So I hear where you're coming from in terms of players being called based off merit. That's non-existent. So I get where you're coming from, but I still believe that players should one be called based on merit and start based on merit. And also, let's not forget what they have done to get us to this far, because it's safe to say where we are in the moment, sitting at the top of the table, it's not because of Damari Gray and Leon Bailey. It's two more games. Are you telling me that the lads there can't just finish things off? Two more games. Don't get your asses handed to you against Trinidad and Tobago because you might slip and slide, and just finish things off. Put the cherry on top at the National Stadium. I'm sure they can do that without Leon Bailey and Damari Gray starting. I'm confident that they can.
Well, as we said, the starting part again come down to the coach and the connections them, how him see who have the chemistry and etc. But at least in the squad, as I said, I can find place to put them in the squad. At least
I
in the
agree with
26
you on
man
that.
squad, you have to find place, put them in the squad, and we just find the two easy picks. The two players they want to play the minutes, easy for me. And sorry, I don't know why Roman Burrow never get a minute, to be honest, because I really thought that he would have at least, I think he would have started last game and get
But
a result. But
the thing is, if he had done that, then that would have been a massive kick in the face to Boza, wouldn't it? Because then that would have been another talking point, wouldn't it?
Not necessarily, because we saw that Boza was coming off the bench. Remember that Boza wasn't starting. Remember, say Kadamachi was the one started. Kadamachi didn't take a shot the first game. No, in my opinion, I don't think that was on the player himself, because I think
Agreed.
we didn't create anything for the player. But for
Yeah.
whatever reason, I think that, and sometimes we play the occasion. Sometimes you have to play the occasion as well. And the occasion, as crazy as it sounds, is that it's in the national stadium. And I don't know, I said this already. The coach probably found a way to tap into the Dixons and it sounds crazy, but I don't know what the thinking behind it was. But guess what? It worked. To my surprise, as I'm telling me that start Kadamachi and Burrell, the coach didn't start neither, and he never give Burrell a minute. So me just have to try and make sense of it. And when I try and make sense of it, that is the sense I make of it.
Yeah,
Simple.
I think I understand. The reason why I'm saying that, I understand not starting on Burrell and going with Boza. Again, I agree with you with Bailey, because he didn't get enough service against Curaçao to do something up
Yeah.
top, leading the line. So I understand switching to Boza, but I wouldn't have understood starting Burrell over Boza, because Boza again went into that game 4 goals in his back pocket. So if you need someone to come up in a desperate time, then I understand why he went with Boza to bring us back to winning ways. And thankfully, it paid dividends.
We're little, but we're Talawa.